What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to my channel. How you guys doing? If you guys are brand new here to the channel, you guys don't know what we do, don't worry, I'm gonna break it down for you guys. We're talking about the most scary and creepiest videos on the net, on the web. That's gonna make us question everything secret. Sit back, let's do what we do best, man. Say it with me, y'all. Yeah, I know what we do. Let's seek the truth.
Below Los Angeles that's been there for God knows how long, called Subtropolis. I'm sorry, what? I've never heard of such a thing, but I just saw a video today, and now my mind is blown because I've been obsessing over the fires and all the random information that I'm getting from people that live there, from the news, from TikTok. A lot of things, in my mind, don't add up with these fires, and I'm sure a lot of you agree with me. I've heard some theories, some a little way over here, but they also make sense. Some way over here, but those also make sense too. So there's an underground city, and the video, if you've seen the video, you know what I'm talking about. If you haven't, find the video now. It's called Subtropolis, but they keep it was giving Raiders of the Lost Ark vibe. That's the only way I can describe it. Like, you're gonna find some deep, dark government secrets. Well, find the video. So now you're telling me.
I was reading something online.
Interesting.
Bonnie Blue. You know that Bonnie Blue? Well, she's actually an alien. You know, one of the Nordic variety, the space Scandinavians. Like the Skarsgårds probably are. And what she's really doing in her profession is collecting as much human DNA as physically possible. That way she can clone us. You know, George Adamski said that he did meet human-looking aliens from Venus. And he described them basically as enlightened, blonde space travelers. I'm not saying she was sent here to collect human DNA, but she sure seems to be collecting a lot of human DNA.
What if?
Plot twist of the century, bro. 2026, man. Bonnie Blue, she's an alien, bro. I mean, what are you saying, bro? I ain't gonna lie, it's matching up, man. What do you guys think?
As a kid, you made a friend with someone you later realized was not of this world. In 1973, on the Isle of Wight, two children were playing near Sandown Airport when they claimed they met something that still doesn't sit right more than 50 years later. They said a tall figure emerged from the trees wearing what looked like a clown costume, but not a normal one. Its face was pale and mask-like, with paper-like skin and stiff features. It wore what the children described as a yellow helmet with antennas. Its clothes were oddly mismatched, like an outfit assembled by someone who didn't fully understand human clothing. The being spoke to them slowly through a microphone-like machine and invited them into a nearby hut. Inside, it showed them strange objects, moved around in a way that seemed to defy gravity, and spoke in riddles, saying things like, "I am all colors Sam." The children later described the encounter independently with matching details and insisted that it was not just a person in a costume. Paranormal researchers believe Sam the Sandown Clown could have been an alien, an interdimensional being, or something mimicking human imagery without quite getting it right. Skeptics argue it was a hoax or a misunderstood encounter with an eccentric adult. So, what do you think the children really met that day?
Would imprison these ants. Well, if we go out of the sewers and up the giant skyscraper, we can see a superhero is thinking the exact same thing. I'm not talking about this guy, I'm talking about the super ant on his foot. And if we look at the reflection in its goggles, we can see what it's looking at. And as we go down into the city and into the dark alley, we can see a deal going on for more ants between cockroaches and rats. But if you look into the back, the rats are actually answering to the pigeons, which, as everyone knows, the pigeons answer to the pigeon lady. But if you look carefully, you'll see that the pigeon lady is an operative of an unknown organization where the head of the organization isn't even of this world. But if you look closely at the alien, you can see that it's actually a robot, and if you look into its eye, you can see a shadowy figure that's behind it all. Because if you're wondering,
What?
He claims he was driving from Alabama and then was instantly transported to Waffle House in Georgia.
That's happened to me before.
He claims though that he was just driving along and then he just zoned out and he's in the parking lot of a Waffle House in Georgia. He said it was a total of 50 miles that he went instantly. Whoa. And he felt dizzy, he felt sick after. But then, compared it to a biblical event, was that intense. Yeah. Or really messed with his head. Yeah. But apparently he was going through some cancer treatment, he's like, oh, there's the medication and stuff like that. But recently, he's doubling that. He's like, I was transported.
Wow.
But I was here and then I was there at a Waffle House.
Dude, what's going on? Sounds like a SCC Saturday night.
This shit.
You got transported to a Waffle House, bro, in Georgia? You saw EMP there, bro? You guys know, but they famous, man, for just pulling up to the Waffle House, bro. That's crazy, man. Teleporting to a Waffle House, man. Could you guys imagine that? You on the highway, you freaking just driving along, boom, you at a freaking Waffle House, man. You see somebody scrapping, bro, because they famous for that as well. Some of the most freaking, you go online, man, type in Waffle House, bro, I guarantee you, man, you're gonna find somebody scrapping, bro. It's just, I don't know what it is, man, that makes people, bro, want to freaking scrap at Waffle House, but that's where we going down at.
It should not exist, but it does, and it's cleaning your drinking water right now. In 1929, a mathematician tried to turn a cube inside out and accidentally discovered something geometry had no explanation for, a shape called the Ooloid. It rolls in a figure 8. It touches every point of its surface, and somehow its center never rises or falls, not even slightly. No other shape on Earth does this. For decades, nobody knew what to do with it. Then engineers discovered that its natural rolling motion stirs liquid more powerfully than any blade or motor, using almost no energy. Today, the Ooloid is quietly running inside water treatment plants around the world. One man's mistake is literally cleaning the water you drink every single day. Imagine what your own failures are quietly building right now.
Didn't think about it like that, man. Failures lead to success. Worshiping Madonna.
I wanted to follow the footsteps of Madonna and be a powerhouse and have my own empire.
Michael is gone. Tupac is gone. Prince is gone. Whitney is gone. Amy Winehouse is gone. David Bowie is gone. But I'm still standing.
That's Lady Gaga? Yeah. Symbolism in the show.
It's not Jay-Z and Beyonce.
What in the human experiment is this? Look how old he looks. Look at these people.
Looking old.
Now, I'm not one to say a baby looks ugly. Retta, a baby looks about 4 years old. Look at him. Cabbage Patch Kids. Cloning factories. It's real. So this is before they perfected it, as you can see. God, these babies are looking old. I mean, look at him, he looks like a mafia boss.
What is it?
That nigga's 5 years old. Come on, brother. What in tarnations is going on? Old face, young body. All my days.
Look at what this gas pump is doing. He ain't even pumping the gas.
Running it up.
It's going up.
It is.
As if the gas prices isn't high enough. I don't know if I'm gonna test this out, but this is what I want y'all to do. Whenever y'all get gas and y'all got some extra time, y'all do this and DM it to me and I'll make a video on it, because I want to know if this is true. And if you don't have a clue on what's going on, that guy went to the gas station and he pumped a little bit of gas, he did. But he took the pump out to see what would happen. And yes, that pump was still going up. And it didn't stop. It kept going until he stopped it. Also, gas prices have been rising and everybody's been complaining about them. I know where I'm at, gas is almost $5. But I know in other places it's $6, $8. Yeah, I won't go say the next number because y'all already we ain't doing all that. But yeah, it's like $6 or $8. Like, yo, people is really paying that out here. That's crazy. I'm gonna let you know this now. If I gotta pay $8 a gallon for gas, and this is not premium I'm talking about that 87, that cheap gas. If I gotta pay $8 for that, Amazon, bike, please. I'm buying a bike. I ain't even gonna lie to you. I'm not even gonna steer and cap. Or I'm walking. Y'all let me know what y'all think. Try this out and let me know. I'm telling you, I will make a video on it. Let me know. Like and follow for more.
Seekers. Yeah, actually, yeah, I need to go try that out, man. If I at the gas station, just see, man, if it continues to, like, I guess run it up the numbers, and even though you're not pumping, man. And how many freaking gas clips this month, bro, I found about people, you know, complaining about gas and the gas prices and what they doing. That's crazy, man. Like you said, man, we gotta find an alternative, bro. People, we either about to start walking, like you said, man. We about to be biking everywhere, bro. Freak, man. Cars is over, man. Biking is the new wave, bro.
Are you Palm Beach Pete? Oh my god, I knew it!
You can't keep getting away with it! You can't keep getting away with it!
Charlie Kirk is spreading across America faster than anyone seems to realize. Since his passing, the AP report that more than 60 Kirk-themed laws have been proposed in over 20 states, and some have already passed. A new law in Kansas will allow students to sue their schools for free speech violations. In Tennessee, a new law will encourage teachers and professors to include the positive impacts of religion in American history courses. And in Louisiana, Republicans have proposed a bill dubbed the Charlie Kirk Success Sequence Act. That measure would require all public schools to teach some of the keys to success, which would include earning a high school diploma, entering the workforce after high school or college, and marrying before having children. But it's not just laws. Not only have Turning Point USA school clubs absolutely exploded to 3,400 in all 50 states, but the actual government administration in these 8 states have all announced partnerships with Turning Point USA to promote these school clubs in every high school in their states. Turning Point has also announced that more state partnerships are on the way. One of the senators who authored one of these Charlie Kirk bills said, "In the last 20 years, I cannot think of anyone that's had the type of impact on our students, our campuses, and in our cities as Charlie Kirk." So the question is, what do you think? Is this restoring free speech and political balance in schools and colleges? Or is it a coordinated push supported by government officials to embed one ideology into a system?
I just had an idea. If you could have a camera watching you from your computer screen, could it not track your head movement and then translate that into making your screen 3D? And then I gave that idea to Claude, and in 30 seconds, this is what it gave me. This is just a 3D environment, and you can see me down here. As I move my head around the screen, you actually get a parallax view 3D environment, and the zoom works as well. If I get further away or if I get closer to it.
Trippy.
This is one of the coolest things I've ever seen, and it literally took 30 seconds to make. This is amazing. This is really amazing.
I get favorite creator and tell them to do a live reaction to my eyes, is that my corneas are a lot bigger than the average person's.
Being honest with you guys, when I first watched this, I thought that this might be edited, these might be contacts. In reality, it's not. This video that I got tagged in comes from a social media creator. We can see that they have very large eyes. We also get a side view of that as well. We can see that the cornea here is protruding, and that's because this person has something known as megalocornia. If you guys look at this diagram of an eye, we can see that right here is the cornea. Megalocornia is essentially just an enlarged version of a cornea, which results in a very distinct appearance when you're looking at somebody head on with this condition. Their irises are going to appear to be huge. And from the side, we can see that it protrudes quite a bit. It's very odd when you watch them blink as well, because the eye will shrink back in, pop back out. From what I can tell, this is influenced by genetic factors. While this is not necessarily life-threatening, this can result in vision loss and can also result in you getting cataracts earlier than you otherwise might. This creator did state that they do have difficulty with their eyesight as a result of their condition. You know, this is certainly my first time hearing about this. What about your guys'?
Definitely my first time too. If you would have shown me that clip, I would have for sure said, man, no, that's fake. That's not real. Or it's AI, bro. The fact that was actually real, man. Learn something new every day.
Doorbell camera in a Alaska captured a strange moment when a woman walked up to this house at 3 a.m. and asked to use the washroom. The homeowner wanted to help, but was suspicious, so he decided to say this.
Can I help you?
Hey, I live down the road. I was going to ask if I could use your restroom.
Sorry, I got dogs in here. They're not very friendly.
Okay. Have a good night. Yeah, sorry it's so late.
But as she was walking back, the homeowner waited to see where she would go, and that's when he saw that she came in her pickup truck, and then decided to drive away.
It's serious.
This doorbell camera in Charlotte, Florida, captured a strange incident when a girl decided to show up to this house asking to be taken to Walmart.
Ask if you have any time if you could drop me off at the Walmart.
Who are you? Where's your mother?
My mother is at home.
Where do you live? Who are you?
I live on the river there.
So why are you here?
Clearly confused, the man tries to help her, but then finds out she had been knocking on other people's doors.
My mom lets me go out of the house without at night.
So who is your mom? Where is she?
She's at home.
Why'd you knock on this door?
Because
I don't know. I'm trying to figure out. I think this is a lost kid. I'm trying to figure out what's going on. Yeah, I was wondering the same thing.
I showed you this image.
Those clips, the first clip when she said because she used the washroom, and you had an old truck, man, and you just pulled into a random person's house and say you can use the bathroom. Feel like that was the second clip. I don't know if that was a lost kid or not, but boy, you gotta be vigilant nowadays, bro.
And told you that these are called dragon stones and are the remains of an ancient water cult, you'd probably think I'm talking about like a D&D campaign or something. No, this is a real thing that exists on the same planet that you live on right now, presumably. Locally, they're known as Vishapakar, and there's about 150 of them that have been discovered. Most of them centered around the mountains of what is today Armenia. All of them are carved from a single piece of volcanic stone. The smaller ones are around 3 feet tall, with the largest being in excess of 15 feet. Each of the 150-ish stones have a unique design that can be divided into one of 3 categories. First one is a fish, the second is a hoofed horned animal, potentially a bull, and the third is a combination of both. Bull motifs appear to be splayed, potentially a hide or an animal sacrifice, where the fish motif was carved on more oblong stones so the whole thing would resemble a fish's body. So what was the purpose of these mysterious stones? Nearly every single one is found high in the mountains and in the immediate proximity of water, in a spring, a stream, a pond, and even the ancient irrigation channels that they fed into. The fish is a pretty on-the-nose symbol of water, but even the bull, beyond being a herd animal also reliant on water, is stylized with these weird, flowy, almost water-like effects. Here's probably the weirdest part of these things. We have no idea who made them. Studies have shown that some of these stones could be more than 6,000 years old, possibly predating the invention of writing by more than 1,000 years, meaning that much of the evidence of the first culture to make them has been long lost. But what's really crazy is that some of the newer ones date to only around 3,000 years ago, meaning that these ceremonial landscapes built around fresh water were not just significant to one culture at one time, but was rather a consistent tradition that transcended culture and existed here for almost 4,000 years.
This machine will soon turn the ocean into the world's biggest power source. It rides the waves without fighting it and turns movement into clean electricity. But here's what's crazy. After 20 years of development, a UK startup called Sea Wave Energy may have finally solved the biggest problem with wave power, because wave machines usually break in rough water. But here's where things get interesting. This machine was designed to move and flow with the waves like a sea snake, and one unit can generate up to 100 megawatts of power, enough to power a small city. But this part is nuts. It's 100% recyclable, made from reinforced plastic and not heavy steel. But here's what makes this design really special. Most machines use oil, so one leak can poison the ocean. But this one, it uses seawater, so there's no oil spill risk. And one last thing, it can turn seawater into fresh drinking water, up to 500 tons an hour. I am blown away by this invention. Experts are calling this the next generation wave tech. But the main question is, would you live in a city that is powered entirely by waves? Follow for more future tech changing sustainability.
Something is very wrong, as these might not be human beings, and many who have gone near them are warning that something not from here has finally started to to reveal itself. People were terrified after footage from Paris shows figures walking straight towards the camera with solid black eyes and no expression, with their bones coming out of the heels of their foot, and many warning these things are not only here and ready to attack, but they want us to know. Haunting footage shows the skin on the heel when pressed is exactly like living flesh, with veins, pores, and each one appearing in a different shape of human skin, with the museum now examining it and classifying it using only one word, mutation, and they won't tell us anything more. But it gets much worse as reports from the creatures themselves reveal each one of them is built from a full body skin using a real living person, matching their exact skin, veins, and down to individual hairs, just to make this, with more now being filmed gathered in Paris, each appearing in a different human form.
She sat down on a ride right next to her daughter and pulled down the safety harness. Just like everyone else, the big over-the-shoulder restraint clicked into place, or at least it looked like it did, as the operator started getting the ride ready. She casually pushed on the bar again just to make sure, and that was the moment her face changed. The restraint on her seat actually moved, not just a tiny bit, it lifted slightly. Her daughter's harness was completely tight, locked in place, but hers suddenly felt loose. You can literally see the fear hit her eyes as she starts looking around the ride, checking if anyone else noticed. She takes a slow breath, trying to calm herself down. Maybe this is normal, maybe the ride locks automatically once it starts, but the doubt doesn't go away. Her hands keep pressing on the restraint again and again, making sure it won't lift up another time. Then suddenly the ride powers on the giant pendulum, launches into the air, spinning and flipping everyone high above the ground. And in that moment you realize how terrifying it must have felt for her, because one loose safety bar could have easily turned the entire ride into a nightmare. Luckily, nothing happened, everything held, and everyone got off safely. But watching her reaction makes you wonder, if you realized your safety bar wasn't fully locked right before the ride started, would you stay on or get off immediately?
I'm getting off, man. I'm saying, hey, I'm just at work. Hey, this don't feel tight. I don't care what's going on, man. I need to make sure I'm safe, bro. I barely ride roller coasters as it is, man. So if I'm going in, I better be strapped up to the max, bro. No cap.
Okay, so what is that? You guys, I've brightened, sharpened, and zoomed in, and I'm going to share a screenshot with you guys. Now, at first, I thought, well, maybe that's a person and that's something behind their head. No, it moves at the end. That is the entire head part of whatever this is. Now, I'm going to share with you a screenshot. I want you guys to screenshot the screenshot and then draw on it the outlines of what you see. I'm not going to put my, like, what I see, because I don't want to give anyone any ideas. Now, you see how it walks away there? So that whole thing is the shape of its head. Okay, so this is zoomed in, brightened, and sharpened. Hold on, I'm going to give you an even closer image. If you want, you can screenshot this one, or you can screenshot this one, which is super zoomed in on the head. When I zoomed in on this, you know what? You guys just drop in the comments what you see.
Hey, AI is starting to falsely accuse people of crimes, and they are going to jail for it. This woman was put into jail for nearly 6 months down there for a crime that she did not commit. She lives in Tennessee, and the crime happened in North Dakota, who smart people now have picked up on the fact that Tennessee is not in North Dakota. Someone in North Dakota walked into a bank with a fake military ID and tried to withdraw tens of thousands of dollars. And they ran security footage through a AI facial recognition software, and that software scanned this woman's social media posts and said she's kind of sort of the type of person she almost matches. That's got to be the culprit. So they traveled 1,200 miles to arrest this person, and then she spent nearly 6 months in jail until her attorney was able to produce a bank statement showing that at the date of the crime, she was in Tennessee buying cigarettes. She could not have been in North Dakota, 1,200 miles away, to commit that bank fraud.
Do you think you'll ever stop?
No.
Why don't you listen to us when we all tell you to stop?
No, because when I gonna stop, what I will do, like, I want to keep, like, improving, like, I want to keep doing stuff, like, I want to keep doing DIY my place, yeah.
This part.
That did not even look like a real person, man. She's trying to, the caption says she's trying to maul Clavicle. You guys know him with the lip maxing. But the extent that she's trying to do it? No. Just stop.
Part 2, so if you didn't see part 1, it's just as crazy.
But let's pick right up where we left off. This is definitely Lil Baron Trump, right? Might mean something, might mean nothing, but this pizza was not paid for. This pizza was stolen and trafficked to the party. And at this eyes-wide secret pizza party, everybody wears a mask. And then I was looking at this picture with all these pizza eaters, and this dude is wearing a beard, and it's got a little tag that says Silverman's on it. And it kind of reminded me of the movie Eyes Wide Shut, because he rents that disguise so he could go to that party. And it just so happens that right next to Uncle Mark's Pizza is Silverman's beard shop, a little disguise shop, so you can go ahead and get your disguise, so you can go into the secret pizza party and enjoy your pizza. No, for real, is that Lil Baron Trump? And maybe this is nothing, but it definitely looked like some sort of occult symbolism to me, and it also just doesn't make any sense in the grand scheme of this image. So I don't know, maybe you know what it is. Let me know. Yo, why is he covering his eyes? And last, but certainly not least, Secret Pizza Party by Adam Rubin. Oh, and Jennifer Gardner's a whole nother rabbit hole on its own, but she was reading this book to a bunch of kids.
Secret Pizza Party by Adam Rubin. Ah, pizza. So beautiful. You could hang it on the wall of a museum. So convenient. You could eat it in a bathtub. Of course, the best part about pizza is the gooey cheesiness, salty pepperoniness, sweet tomato-ness, and the crispity crunchity crust. Yum. I just had a great idea. Let's throw a pizza party at your house tonight. Shh. Don't tell anyone. This will be a secret pizza party. I know what you're thinking. Why would we keep such a delicious party a secret? Okay, sure. It's so folks don't show up to bonk you with brooms. But that's not the only reason. Sometimes, when you make something secret, it makes it cool.
You can't make this up.
Bro, y'all ever heard of Deception Island, Antarctica?
Nope.
This is the very first time I'm ever hearing about this. But look at the structures, bro. Is that an oil barrel? Look at these old, dilapidated homes, but look at these giant structures. What is this guy? So can now anybody go in Antarctica and explore Antarctica? Is this part of the distraction too, bro? But do y'all notice that the ice is missing? And hold on, y'all. Tell me you seen that Will Smith Pole to Pole documentary where they expose Antarctica and they say it's a desert. Check this out.
Hydration is so important out here. You know, Antarctica holds like 60% of the world's fresh water. It's the world's largest desert.
So this is a desert.
Yep. It's nuts, isn't it?
I don't feel like I'm in a desert right now.
Different to what we imagine, isn't it?
In your mind, when you see snow, you assume water.
Yeah.
A snow desert. That's amazing.
See, another thing we've been lied about. Again, it's called Antarctica. It's not frozen. It's not cold. And then what is snow? Because he says when you think of snow, you think of ice. But this is a snow desert, he said. What is that? But nonetheless, the truth is coming out, bro. Something is getting ready to happen because the sun is popping off. But this is a great documentary. There's a lot of gems in here if you haven't seen it, y'all. But yeah, bro, we've been told y'all, man, Antarctica is a desert. And not only a desert, but the world's biggest desert, bro. Let me know what you guys think about this video, man. The shift is here. The planet's heating up. Let's continue to get it. Peace out.
You know, Antarctica holds like 60% of the world's fresh water. It's the world's largest desert.
So this is a desert.
Mind blowing. Seekers, have you?
Humans were never meant to see. Now you're probably wondering, what is this? Well, it's actually a cat's tongue under a microscope. Now this is gonna gross you out, but this is what gummy bears look like when they're getting made. Here's the before and after. I'll never see a gummy bear the same again. And you were today 8 years old when you found out this one. You know those long, thick lighters? Well, inside of it is actually just a tiny lighter. And these two photos were taken in the exact same spot, but they're actually just 100 years apart. And this is what a human heart looks like with no blood in it.
Mental illness, where the sufferer believes that they're already dead, putrefying, or missing body parts such as a brain or internal organs.
Creepy info.
Skinwalker disguised as a horse.
That horse looked like it was on something.
Around the world. The Luna Park Ghost Train Fire, located in Milson's Point, Australia. Here's the story. On June 9th, 1979, a devastating fire broke out at Luna Park. Said to be an electrical fault, and 7 lives were lost. Here's where it gets weird. This is the last photo of Damien Godson. Him, his father, and his brother all died in the fire. This strange man approached them hours before the fire. He placed his hand on the little boy's head and the photo was taken. To this day, nobody knows who that is and why he was there. Legend says he was dressed up as the god Moloch, who asked for children to be sacrificed by fire. What do you think, foreshadowing or just a weird coincidence? Which country is next?
I think that was some foreshadowing right there, man. That's why when people play those freaking Ouija board games, I'd be like, nah, I'm good. I don't even want to invite that type of energy into my life because I truly really don't got time for that. But what do you guys think? Coincidence or something else, man? We expert level. We know what this is.
How long can animals survive without food? Wood frog. 7.5 months. Skunk. 7.5 months. Arctic fox.
7 months.
8 months. Seal. 8 months.
Really?
Walrus.
8.
9 months. Tortoise. 10 months. Scorpion. 1 year. Ohm. 10 years.
Damn, a whole decade?
Tardigrade. 30 years.
Here are some facts about the world that you probably didn't know. Walmart released their data last year on what people stock up on the most before a hurricane, and the answer was strawberry Pop-Tarts and beer. Not only has it been more than 50 years since the last person walked on the moon, the entire time period where we were walking on the moon was only 3.5 years. Antimatter is the most expensive substance on Earth, costing $62 trillion per gram. In the 1940s, there used to be a male-only penthouse at Walt Disney Studios in Burbank, including a rooftop patio where they would sunbathe, but they had to stop that from happening because they found out that nuns across the street were watching them. The highest revenue Panda Express location in the entire world is in a mall food court in Hawaii. Animals yawn based on how big their brain is, so the longer they yawn, the bigger the brain. British Airways offers a Flying with Confidence course that has a 98% success rate on helping people get over their fear of flying.
Morbid Facts, Part 532. Cult leader Amy Carlson, aka Mother God, convinced her followers that she was God, a 19 billion-year-old being, and that she could heal people from cancer with the power of love. Amy claimed she had reincarnated 534 times, with her past lives including Cleopatra, Jesus Christ, Harriet Tubman, and Marilyn Monroe. But Amy's health began to rapidly decline after she herself was reportedly diagnosed with cancer in 2020. She was eventually paralyzed from the neck down and begged her members to take her to the hospital, but they refused, and she ended up dying in April of 2021 at the age of 46. When police were alerted, they found her mummified corpse in a state of decay that suggested she'd been dead for several weeks. It was stuffed in a sleeping bag wrapped with Christmas lights, with the face covered in glitter and both eyes removed. Authorities stated it was a makeshift shrine and ended up charging 7 members of the group with desecration of a corpse.
Stay away from
Here's the
cults.
fact that I find really messes with my head. Dinosaurs lived on the other side of the galaxy. You see, just like our
planets orbit the sun also orbits this, a supermassive black hole in the center of the Milky Way. And it takes us about 230 million years to go around it. So if the dinosaurs looked up at night, their sky would have looked completely different. Different constellations, stars in different places. Because the dinosaurs were literally in a different part of the galaxy.
Were they?
Did you guys hear about the woman who was forced to give up her baby after 5 months because of an IVF that went wrong? Christina Murray began her IVF process in 2023 with the clinic Coastal Fertility, and they transferred an embryo into her, and she gave birth that following December. Christina chose a sperm donor with dirty blonde hair and blue eyes, which are features very similar to hers, but when her baby boy was born, he was dark-skinned and clearly African American. Christina let the clinic know that something must have went wrong, and they told her and confirmed that, yeah, we made a mistake. After a DNA test was done, it was confirmed that the baby was not genetically related to her. Nevertheless, she fell in love with this baby and she formed this strong bond, but she was forced to give him back to his parents. The baby's biological parents sued Christina for custody, and she volunteered to give him up after her lawyers told her that she had no chance of winning in court. This is so heartbreaking. This woman carried her baby for 9 months, created a strong bond, loved this baby to death, only to be told that she had to give him up after 5 months.
That is so messed up, man. Because somebody on the doctor's office made a mistake, she had to pay for it.
Here's 3 times when you should not drink water. Number 1, right before bed. It can lead to poor quality sleep as you'll need the bathroom during the night, and it may potentially even cause facial swelling in the morning. Number 2, to wash down spicy food. Water actually spreads the capsaicin molecule, which is the thing that makes your mouth feel on fire, therefore making it worse. Drink milk instead. And finally, number 3, if your urine is colourless. This water overload can lead to low sodium levels, which may potentially have damaging health consequences, even a heart attack. Now comment the most amount of water you've drunk in a day.
Maybe like 2 or 3 bottles. Actually, like, probably
Banned
that's
cartoons from different countries. USA. SpongeBob SquarePants. India. Family Guy. Venezuela. The Simpsons. Saudi Arabia. Pokemon. China. Winnie the Pooh.
Oh.
Australia. Peppa Pig.
Shout out to our mom. She pregnant.
Turkey. Powerpuff Girls. Poland. Teletubbies. Vietnam. Dragon Ball Z.
Amazing things you have never seen before. This man was walking in his yard and the ground started moving. This isn't fried chicken, it's actually a crystal. This is what the top of Mount Everest looks like. It was so cold that this person's food froze midair. This is what a cat's tongue looks like under a microscope. It looks like a bunch of smaller tongues. And I bet you've never seen a brick road machine. I always thought people did it.
Forbidden places.
Me too. Got something for everything nowadays. Shouldn't be surprised.
Animals that were caught in 4K. This cat taught himself how to drink water from the fountain and the owner caught him in the act. This sign is supposed to scare off trespassers, but this isn't much of a guard dog. And this family was sleeping when they caught a bear breaking into their home on camera and even opening the fridge for food.
Imagine y'all seen a bear in y'all kitchen. What are y'all doing? I ain't gonna lie, man. I'm jumping out the window or something, man. I ain't gonna fuck no bear, bro. That is wild. Trying to get a plate. That's interesting. What the hell?
Gabe Can you pass the hearing test?
Here's something. Oh yeah, it's gone.
Today we're talking about the Jaws movie animatronics and how huge they are and how gross and terrifying they also are. So this was a little drawing schematic that was put out for the Jaws movie and like how they were filming it, and like look up here, that's what it looked like underwater. This disgusting, look, there were two people in the water in scuba suits with cameras to film them. This would be $1 million a day job for me to hold down. I could not. This is really icky. Not that icky because it's not in the water yet, but these hydraulics that I know are gonna go in the water, yay. Why is bro booping his snoot like it's a cute little puppy? That is not a puppy, that is terror. Also, why would you do this? Why would you get in the mouth of an animatronic shark? This is fake for TikTok. This is fake. It's a fake shark. Do not do this at home. Why would you do this in the first place? Is that Steven Spielberg? I don't know what he looked like in the 70s. This is icky. This is an icky photo. I don't like this at all. I showed this one in the video yesterday of how big it is in comparison to a human. That is also from the video yesterday talking about the animatronic and Japan. You know what this reminds me of? This picture of the animatronic shark? It reminds me of the shark, robot shark from James and the Giant Peach. Does anyone remember this? I was terrified of this at 3 years old. So yeah, could you work on the Jaws ride movie if we were to go back in time? I bet not.
50 people have died just hours after showing symptoms for a mystery illness in the Congo. According to the World Health Organization, the outbreak began after 3 children ate a bat. Since then, 419 cases have been recorded, and all those who died did so 48 hours after developing symptoms. The CDC have since told thedailymail.com that international risk of the disease is low.
How many things Elon Musk can actually buy? Part 3. Firstly, as of right now, Elon Musk's current net worth is around $430 billion, and you wouldn't believe what he's able to buy with his money. So if Elon really wanted to, he could purchase around 1,600,000 Ferraris. That's an insane number. However, for his own car brand, he could realistically buy over 10 million Teslas that are brand new. Now, if Elon wanted to spend his money at the movie theater, he could buy 35 billion movie tickets, or he could fund almost 1,500 mega-budget movies like the Avengers and just create his own movies. Moving on, if Elon wanted to make Tesla cruises, he could purchase around 477 cruise ships, or he could buy around 14,000 personal private jets. Finally, if all that's too boring, if Elon really wanted to, he could buy around 2 million different people a brand new $200,000 home. The amount of money he has is absolutely mind-boggling.
That's way too much money, man. I know if I says, but I think there's a point we could have like too much money. I truly believe that.
I am so concerned for this man on TikTok. It's really giving, like, how far would you go just for a video? He hangs out with these, like, random indigenous tribes, and apparently these are the guardians of the tribe that he was hanging out with. And he calls this tribe the scariest tribe in the country in the video. Like, is he not concerned for his safety? Not that the tribe itself is, like, necessarily dangerous, but, like, these people don't speak the same language as him. They don't know what he's doing, really. Like, he's making TikToks, but like they don't have like technology and stuff in their tribe. Like they don't really know what's going on. And it seems that his account is like dedicated to making videos like this. Like he has been with many different tribes. And it's like, do they even understand what like the phone is? I just have so many questions. And then in one of his videos, he was like, I'm hanging out with like these cannibals. And I'm just like, you are not a part of their tribe. Like, that could be really dangerous. Not that these people are necessarily dangerous. They seem really sweet, like letting him in. You just don't know because you can't understand them. You're speaking a different language. Come over here for more content. It really helps when you interact.
The video I'm about to show you is freaking out the internet. Take a look at this deer and watch what it does. People believe that this deer was shape-shifting, and that it might be a Wendigo. Wendigos are cannibalistic shapeshifters from Algonquin folklore. Could this be a Wendigo about to shapeshift into its true form? And it caught the camera and it's like, oh shit, can't do it now. What do you think? Let me know in the comments below. Also, follow me on YouTube, link in bio for more. Just do it.
Could be. The way it was twisting and turning.
A bizarre vegan cult has left a trail of death across America. But not long ago, they were just a group of young, talented tech people trying to save the world. So what went so wrong? And warning, this gets weird as hell. You see, too many villain arcs begin with a rejection. I mean, we're not even going to talk about art school. And this one is no different. Jack Lassoche out of a radical online community known as the Rationalist Movement, after Jack's ideas were too extreme, even for them. One of which was the idea that the two hemispheres of the human brain had different genders and were actively trying to kill each other. But being kicked out didn't mean that those ideas just went away. Jack took his online username, Ziz, and created a group that became known as the Zizians. And they didn't just want to talk about their ideas online, they wanted to create a new way of life. And in 2017, they took those ideas seriously. Somewhere off the coast of California, they acquired an old, rusting World War II era tugboat, and their plan for it was radical. Create a floating community of free-thinking individuals who would live outside the rules of society, focusing on philosophy, AI, research, and radical veganism. And after 5 years of living on this boat, they probably thought they'd achieved this. But locals who saw the Zizians
ask Rock why there's a freaking pyramid and an all-seeing eye on our dollar bill, and it deadass told me that it's about patriotism. You know, even though it's in Egypt, it's about patriotism. Right on. Anyways, this is my driver, and we are ruled by Satanists. Literally occultists. Yeah. Anyways.
She got her hands like that. She cracked the dome, bro. Peeling the layers, bro. What the? Bro, imagine we're all under a dome right now, bro.
Bro, I can't believe I'm saying this, but you may actually be able to live forever. I'm not even joking right now. I swear on my grandma. If you're like most people, you've probably thought about future civilizations, the possibility of not dying, immortality, all of that nonsense. Now, of course, this isn't real. Well, maybe it is. At the moment, time catches up with all of us. At the end of the day, we all die one day or another. So, I've seen a lot of people talking about this recently, and it's actually blowing my mind, and it will you as well. Make sure you share this video. Reportedly, if you can survive until 2050, you will be able to live forever. Like, that's a fact. As apparently by that year, they will actually have a cure for death. Wow, okay. We haven't even got a cure for some of the worst illnesses. How are you going to cure death? Believe it or not, there is actually a research development company that is literally making this right now. It is these little things called nanobots, which actually will go into your body and into your bloodstream. Every day, these little, robots will be inside your body, checking up on everything that's going on. And of course, if they find something wrong, it will be at a very early stage, so you can go to the doctors, but that's only phase 1, because in the future, they could even cure it themselves. In the future, this would completely annihilate GPs, doctors, everything, and make AI and robotics completely take over. Now though, if you look up the current world population, how the hell is this going to work? The current population on Earth is over 8.2 billion people. And already, today alone, over 175,000 people have been born, and over 84,000 people have died. So imagine a world with that many births, but no one dying. The Earth would literally not be able to cope. However, the research they're developing in these little nanobots are not a dystopian future away, and it does genuinely sound realistic this could actually happen. So let me know your thoughts, and I will keep you updated.
This is Secrets. If you guys want to live forever, bro, tell me down below, man. I genuinely want to know you guys' answers.
This is the reason why you have to pay attention to your surroundings. This woman was coming back home when she felt someone was following her, but it was her reaction that saved her from a possibly terrifying situation.
We're looking at Jeffrey Allen Latch. According to his girlfriend, he worked black ops for an agency quote-unquote higher than the CIA. She also claimed he had alien DNA. When he was found older, his handlers would come and deal with the aftermath. Those handlers never came, and when police finally entered his home and his storage unit, they found over 1,000 firearms and 6.5 tons of ammunition. There was over $200,000 in cash found in the property, and over $1 million of jewelry, electronics, and high-end luxury items. He also had over 14 vehicles, one reportedly designed to drive underwater. The story quickly disappeared from the news, and almost no one has heard of this.
Talk about childhood classics. If you know, you know.
I don't know, bro. Put me on game.
She went off on this part of the song. It gave opera hip-hop. And from here, it all escalated so quickly.
I don't remember this. What the? What movie is this?
Just like music, there's something else that gets you with your eyes. Something lives deep inside you. Something those morning injections take away.
I thought the injections are for our health.
No, they remove something.
What you're about to see may seem like science fiction, but sometimes reality is stranger than fiction.
What the?
Do you see a path for Optimus to have consciousness downloaded to it?
You mean human consciousness, or? Yes. It's not like immediate, but if you said down the road, would you be able to, say, with a neural link, have a snapshot of, or what is an approximate snapshot of somebody's mind, and then upload that approximate snapshot to an Optimus body? I think that at some point that technology becomes possible, and it's probably less than 20 years. Then, of course, you won't quite be the same. Be a little different because you'll be in a robot body, and the mental snapshot will not be precise. It'll be probably pretty close, but not exactly the same. On the other hand, you know, are you the same person that you were 5 years ago? Nope. I mean, a lot of things have changed. But I guess at some point, if you want to be uploaded to a robot body, my guess is that becomes possible.
That's Elon Musk talking about uploading a mind into a robot body. 20 years, he says. But the thing is, someone was already funding this research. Every single stage of it.
This the type... Wow, bro. Check out the freaking, you guys seekers, check out a show called Alien and Pentagon. Like, it literally happens. They upload, like, children minds into robot bodies. All goes to chaos, man. It's right there in front of us. You just have to look.
Weather that get your ass sick. And when I say sick, I mean sick as a dog. Because it is snowing right now, bruh. If you in the DMV, you know our weather is fucked up.
Yup.
Said it felt like 22 degrees outside. When yesterday, it felt like 80 degrees. Fool, this was a cloud from yesterday. We had a severe thunderstorm. And they were talking about a tornado warning. And mind you, it was hot yesterday. Like 75, 80 degrees. And fast forward to today. It is goddamn 30 degrees outside. And before it started snowing, y'all, it was hailing. It was literally hailing outside. Ice droplets on the car. This was me recording this shit. Ice. And now it's full-blown snow.
Crazy.
They also sent this out yesterday. I got the alert on my phone and everything. Tornado watch. And now, like I said, snow. Y'all think this shit on? It's not.
The fact that I don't hear enough people talking about this is concerning. Elon Musk's Neuralink has gone into mass production, and for those who don't know, Neuralink works by removing a section of your skull and in that place putting a robot implant. That robot implant connects to your brain, which connects directly to the internet. And as always, I come with fact-checked information, so let's roll the clip.
Neuralink to begin high-volume brain implant production this year. The company will also move to a streamlined, almost entirely automated surgical procedure in 2026, Elon Musk posted on X. Musk added that device threads will go through the dura without the need to remove it, referring to the brain's outer protective layer.
This is not a Black Mirror episode, this is real life. The time has come for us to become as self-sufficient as possible. Luckily, I make videos on how to do just that. Follow for more.
Went swimming in an abandoned lake, not realizing the danger she was in, because even after noticing a thick layer of mold covering the water, she decided to swim anyway. At first, nothing seemed wrong, until she inhaled some of the water. She started feeling sick and turned to her followers for help. They warned her she may have ingested brain-eating amoebas, but after posting that video, she never uploaded again.
Crazy.
Marilyn Manson, accusée d'agression sexuelle, ouvre le défilé d'enfants riches déprimés. Cette marque est une façon de dire « accepte ta douleur », parce qu'on vit dans un système qui célèbre les abus. Et toutes les grandes marques reprennent les codes du sacrifice et du contrôle mental. Œil caché, visage masqué, objectification, animalisation, cage, tentacule. C'est pas de l'art, c'est un protocole. Avec comme des garçons, la femme devient homme, l'homme devient femme. On efface l'identité, on hybridise. Parce que l'élite fonctionne par inversion. Et les soirées Rothschild avaient les mêmes masques que la haute couture d'aujourd'hui. La soirée Mar-a-Lago de Trump, des invités habillés en chien. Tout ce qui était caché devient public et normalisé. Les gens s'adaptent et deviennent des créatures.
We are here with creatures.
C'est ce qu'on appelle avant-garde. Et le magazine de mode sur le sujet, c'est Dazed and Confused, qui signifie chaos et confusion. Les boules qu'on voit sur les vêtements, c'est l'infection du parasite. La créature qui s'infiltre et prend la place de l'homme. Terrer l'ADN. Maintenant, la 6G de Trump et Neuralink de Musk, c'est la suite pour faire de l'homme un hôte programmable.
So you're telling me that this whole time people are finally waking up to these Grabavoid codes, and that manifesting these codes was never about begging the universe? It was about directing attention with precision and consistency? You motherfuckers. See, the ancients understood something that we forgot. They didn't just pray, they encoded intention. They encoded intention into symbols, geometry, and numbers. That's why these sequences exist today. They're not magic, they're not superstition, they are focused coordinates. Oh, wow.
I need to write those down.
Scary things hidden in photos. Just a normal photo.
Alright, can you guys spot the change? We analyzing this. She's smiling, fan. Got it. Oh yeah.
Who's that?
I don't
Just
know.
a normal photo.
Analyzing. Smiling. Hey. What's horrible? Those particles, man. Okay, I see your leg right there.
Who's that?
He's one of the last people on Earth to still use an iron lung, and he's coming up to a staggering 71 years trapped inside. These eerie-looking machines became commonplace in the 1950s and were used to help the tens of thousands of paralyzed children breathe after the polio virus caused them to lose control of their respiratory muscles. The now 77-year-old Paul was one of those children and has been using this iron lung for the last 70 years. When asked what the hell he does all day, he said the same thing everyone else does. He wakes up, brushes his his teeth, washes his face, shaves, has breakfast. And because he hates just watching TV, he instead does some reading, studying, painting, and drawing. And I know everyone's wondering how the hell he showers and goes to the toilet. Well, apparently there are panels on the side which open up that can be used to place bedpans and give him sponge baths. But what's crazy is that not only did he pass the bar and become a lawyer for several years, he painstakingly wrote every word of his 150-page memoir using his mouth to type with a stick. I mean, this makes me out of breath just reading it. Over the years, he's learned to breathe for short periods of time out of the iron lung. But that consists of using his throat muscles to force air past his vocal cords, allowing him to swallow oxygen one mouthful at a time. I'll take the iron lung, thanks. And when asked what his dream was, he didn't say to walk again and be cured. He said to not let polio defeat him, but to defeat polio. And to achieve all of the things that people said he couldn't achieve. And just like that, I'll never complain again.
I'm dead.
OpenAI thought that we needed ChatGPT more than we needed our privacy. OpenAI signed a deal with the Pentagon. OpenAI signed a deal with the Department of War, and people are nervous. But get this, they're trying to tell people that they signed that deal with the Department of War, with the Pentagon, for military use only. But Claude AI has been feuding with the Pentagon because the Pentagon's Department of War wants to use Claude for mad domestic surveillance. So what does that have to do with OpenAI? Well, just like I said, OpenAI just signed that deal with the Pentagon. But privacy means everything to American people. And OpenAI, ChatGPT is falling right before their eyes. OpenAI users have been uninstalling OpenAI and ChatGPT ever since they got the news. There was a 295% spike. And that was all of the people that uninstalled. So basically, we know the AI app that we need to be with. We definitely need to be with Claude AI because Claude AI didn't take the bait. We already know that recently there's been a lot of debates inside the tech world about artificial intelligence being used for things like surveillance and warfare. Yeah. You have some AI companies saying that they don't want their technology used for those purposes, and then you have the other one. Those ones are working with the government. You got to think about how powerful AI is already. It can analyze conversation, images, data, patterns, faster than any human could. And imagine that technology connected to government databases, surveillance systems, or military infrastructure. You do the math. Because history shows that once a powerful tool exists, governments and corporations find a way to use it. It's about power. And like I said, OpenAI took the bait. Pay attention.
Damn. I ain't have AI, bro. I don't use it at all. Okay.
So, I'm currently at a hotel. Because
why are you freaking out?
Something's been at my house, and it comes out whenever I try to go to sleep.
Oh, we moving. Simple.
So I thought if I go somewhere else, maybe you can't find me.
What the? I see something peeking out. What the? Oh, hell no, bro. How did he get in this room? We got throw hands real simple. I don't know how you got in this room, but you ain't gonna take me. I ain't going down without a fight, but. You just gonna be in the coverage, not confronted? He hit the speed beam, bro. It ain't gonna go away. Where'd it go? It's still in there? You're not breaking down,
I don't know if y'all noticed, but millions of people once again were plunged into darkness into Cuba last night, y'all. And I don't think this is random, and I do believe this is a byproduct of what's happening throughout the whole world right now, y'all. But in the last time this took place, Cuba actually sat in darkness for more than 2 weeks. So who knows how long this is going to last. But this is what Trump had to say about Cuba. Listen.
With Cuba is amazing. And we think that we want to finish this one first. But that will be just a question of time before you and a lot of unbelievable people are going to be going back to Cuba. Hopefully not to stay. We want you back and we don't want to lose you. We don't want to make it so nice that they stay. But some people probably do want to stay. They love Cuba.
So do you guys think he's getting ready to clean up Cuba? Because this is what Cuba is looking like right now, y'all. Like, this is pretty sad. Cuba was known as the Pearl of the Caribbean at one time. And all of this is because of America, allegedly. So do you think he's about to make this right? He's about to fix this?
How am I just finding out now that there's going to be an Olympics next year where the athletes are allowed to take performance-enhancing drugs?
What?
It's called the Enhanced Games, and while it's got nothing to do with the Olympics organization, in fact, I don't think they like this idea at all, they promise to have all of the same events, including freaking combat sports, while the athletes can pump, juice, and dope however they see fit. The founder, Aaron D'Souza, says that they want to break every world record there is, and claim that these games will fundamentally change the trajectory of not just sports, but humanity as a whole. However, not everyone's on board with the idea. The head of the US anti-doping agency called it a dangerous clown show. Two-time Olympic champion Kieran Perkins said it was borderline criminal and that someone would die if it was allowed to go ahead. Now, in response to the criticism, the games actually believe that sport could be safer without drug testing, saying that because athletes would be able to openly seek performance-enhancing drugs, they wouldn't have to buy them from shady illicit sources, and that medical advice and monitoring will be on hand at all times to pick up any danger signs in the athlete's systems. That's not even the part that I found the most interesting, because they also claim that most Olympians don't get paid a salary and are driven into debt.
I started driving for DoorDash.
I worked at Panera. The financial strain is huge.
Highlighting that the tennis players who lose the first round of Wimbledon take home double the amount of prize money that a gold medal winning US Olympian would receive. They say that any athlete who decides to compete in the Enhanced Games will receive a base salary and compete for prize winnings which will be larger than any other comparable event in history. So the question is this a dangerous idea that undermines all of the sports, or a genius idea that disrupts a system that needs to be changed?
This is what happened to this.
I think that's a dangerous idea, man. But once again, what did it all come down to, man? The root. It came down to the root of all evil, as I say, man. Money. People, they're doing this for money, man. And I'm guaranteed there's going to be probably a lot of people in those games, man, just because the money they're going to get at the end of that event. But it ain't worth it, man. That's crazy that they're actually going to go through with that.
His fiancée that went missing 6 days before her wedding day. On September 8th, 2009, 24-year-old Annie Lay vanished while attending Yale, where she studied pharmacology. Not only was Annie completing graduate school, but she was also working at Yale's Animal Research Center. On this night, Annie's roommate became extremely worried when she failed to come home. Her roommate immediately reported Annie missing, and when police took a look at the surveillance footage, Annie was seen entering the Animal Research building at around 10 a.m. room, but was never seen leaving. When police entered the lab that Annie was in, they found her personal items, but she was nowhere to be found. At first, investigators believed that Annie got cold feet and ran away because her wedding was in a couple of days. But when investigators discovered that 24-year-old lab technician Raymond Clark was the only person who had access to Annie's lab room that day, they started to take a closer look at him. Investigators began looking into all the data from everyone's access cards, and they discovered that not only did Annie not leave the building that day, but she also entered room G13 and she never left that room either. But that's not all. They also noticed that Raymond used his access card 55 times that day to go in and out of the labs. Bloodstains, Raymond's DNA, and a piece of clothing that Annie wore on that day were also found in the lab room. And a few days after Annie's disappearance, the building began to smell like human decomposition. Cadaver dogs led investigators into a restroom in front of the lab room, and Annie's body was found behind a toilet inside a panel. And get this, Annie's body was found on the same day that she was supposed to get married. It's believed that Raymond took Annie's life because he wanted to be with her and because her wedding was coming up. Raymond was sentenced to 44 years in prison without the possibility of parole.
Jealousy, evil thing.
After she found out what he did to the children. Terry Weems and James Weems Jr. both own this daycare center called Kids Castle. James was a retired police officer, but at the daycare he worked as a bus driver for 2 years. A police officer confronted Shanteri and they told her that her husband was under investigation for SAing a child and that during the time the daycare would be shut down. Shanteri talked to James and asked him about the whole situation, and he said he had done nothing, and at the time she did believe him. A mother of a child from the daycare ends up talking to Shanteri, and she tells her that James is responsible, and she could just tell by the look on the mom's face that she was not lying. Once Shanteri hears this, she feels like her world is falling apart. She is truly heartbroken. That's when she realizes that she has to take matters into her own hands. Shanteri and James were staying at a hotel room in Washington, D.C. when she decided that she was going to confront him about the allegations. The two end up getting in an argument, and that's when Shanteri shoots James in the neck and the thigh.
Damn.
Shanteri states that she wanted to paralyze James because she was just so angry. Shanteri pled guilty to aggravated assault and was sentenced to 4 years in prison. As for James, he faces over 30 counts of child SA charges.
You guys, this is crazy. This couple from China was executed on Wednesday because they threw his 2 small children out of 15-story apartment windows so they could start a new life together. Her name is Ye Chengchen and his name is Zhang Bo. And when they started seeing each other, he never told her that he was married and had kids. So when she found out, she wanted all 3 of them out of the picture. He eventually divorced his wife in February of 2020. They had a 2-year-old daughter and a 1-year-old son, and their custody agreement said that the mom would have the daughter and he would have the son until he turned 6, and then the son would go and live with the mom. But Ye apparently saw the kids as being a burden and an obstacle on them being able to have a future together. So over the course of the next 9 months, she urged and eventually persuaded him to get rid of the kids. In November of 2020, he called his ex-wife and asked if he could have the daughter for the day. And when she got there, the kids were playing near this window, and according to reports, he allegedly lifted the kids by their legs and just threw them out. He tried telling police that he had been asleep and had no idea that anything had even happened until he heard neighbors screaming, but authorities called BS on that pretty quick. They were both found guilty of first-degree premeditated murder, and they were sentenced to death in December of 2021. But then there was this lengthy appeals process, and the court said that their first decision was absolutely appropriate, and they upheld their sentence. This is the kid's mom. As you can imagine, she was completely beside herself.
This
things people do in relationships.
Somebody hearing their mom call out their name when their mom is not home has a darker context to it that makes it so much scarier, and I haven't seen anyone talking about this.
Okay. Is that a spirit or something? No answer.
The video was posted in 2023 by TikTok users stuck in a fake reality. And after this experience, whatever this thing was apparently came back. This time using a different but equally familiar voice.
Don't open that door.
Now, all of these posts are hashtagged with ARG, aka alternate reality game, so it's safe to say that Gabe is not claiming that any of this is actually real, but I've heard it circling with a theory that it happened in the Appalachian Mountains, that it's a mimic, while the true story is a little bit weirder, because whatever this was, it basically found Gabe in the back rooms. Stay spooky, friends.
This woman was...
So that was all based on a game, and not, I guess there wasn't no validity to it, because they had the backgrounds and shit said it was in the Appalachian Mountains. What do you guys think about that one? Edit, or was that real?
Was bit by this priest when she tried to receive the Holy Communion.
Tried to force it and put it to my mouth. And I was like, no, you're not gonna do that. And he's like, you want the bread, right? And I was like, not this way. So again, I'm not gonna front. I went and I tried to grab another cookie, and that's when he literally grabbed my hand, and he just bit me, and I tried to just back away, but it was very indented before, and then volunteer. Yeah, people that stay in church right now.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, and you want to press charges?
Yes.
Okay.
This happened in Florida during a Sunday Mass at St. Thomas Aquinas Church when this woman came up to receive the Holy Communion and was denied by the priest. She then put her hand inside where the priest held the host and tried to take it for herself. The priest then bit her arm so that she would let go, and he said that he had no other choice and that it's his duty to protect the Holy Communion. Now, this woman argues that the priest refused to give her the communion because she's a lesbian. But when authorities spoke to the priest, he said that he didn't even know that information and clarified that there's a rule that before anyone receives the communion, they need to confess first, which she apparently didn't do.
You said it, and the nice lady out there said the same thing, that as long as you do the correct steps for the religion, you can receive communion just like everybody else.
Of course.
Okay.
I know people who are homosexuals. They are not in a relationship. They want to be good Christians. They are following the rules, and I give them the communion. I'm not judging them. It's not my,
But this woman said that she genuinely felt like she was treated this way because of her sexual orientation and will be pressing charges.
These are videos you can never watch at night. We all know how there's some videos where you just can't watch them at night because they're that scary. Yep. Well, in this series, I'll be showing you all of those videos. So be ready to get terrified.
Who are you? What's wrong with you?
Well, I know I'm not sleeping after watching that video. This video has been going viral recently and nobody knows the origins of it. It shows what appears to be a ghostly woman standing outside of some man's window at night. And she says something took her daughter and did this to her. But nobody knows what that is. The man who uploaded the video hasn't updated anybody on if he's seen her again, or if he's okay, leaving people to worry about him. But I can't imagine looking out my window at night and seeing this.
This video is
I feel like that was an
terrifying,
edit.
especially if you have children, so please be warned before watching. On the 19th of April, a group of school children were out playing in broad daylight. They were students of Black Forest Hills Elementary School in Colorado. At around 2:20 p.m. on the day in question, one of the 5th graders' lives would be changed forever. CCTV captured an absolutely horrifying experience. 33-year-old ex-offender Solomon Galligan chased and attempted to kidnap one of the small children.
What?
Luckily, he tripped over a blanket as he tried to pursue the little boy. He continued to lunge at the small child as the kid screamed stranger danger
Nobody
to alert
helped?
teachers. Now initially, Solomon did manage to flee the area and escape for a short while. The child, though, managed to give staff a description of the man. The teacher sent out an email alerting the parents to the danger, and one of the parents actually spotted him in a local Walgreens about a mile away. They reported this to police, and police turned up and arrested him. The little boy's mum said he was so traumatized he hadn't slept in 3 days. She says that it was thanks to the quick thinking of the other students who screamed and alerted the teachers that his life was saved. Several parents state that their children reported back to them that the teachers at the time of the incident were just stood on their phones. Solomon is being held in jail and is charged with child abuse and attempted kidnapping. Solomon actually already has an extensive criminal history and has been convicted of SA previously, but for some reason was roaming free.
This is the India train video, one of the worst videos on the internet explained.
Break it down.
This video that I'm about to explain is extremely awful, and it's known as one of the worst and most gruesome accidents ever recorded. The video was recorded in India, and it's around 30-ish seconds long. The video starts, and you are immediately hit with a disturbing sight. You see the aftermath of a man who had just gotten hit by a train, and it's likely this man had did this to himself. The man has a pretty large crowd around him filming the situation on their phones. The man has been completely cut in half, and you can see his intestines hanging out of his body. And crazy enough, the man is still conscious and aware, but he is in a state of extreme shock. The crowd surrounding him, which also includes children, continue to look on and observe. And despite being cut in half, the man appears to stand up on his hands, and he manages to do this for about a second, until he hits the ground again. He falls on his back, but then rolls over so he is lying on his chest, and begins to try and crawl. And at this point, people in the crowd can be seen kneeling and getting closer as they are recording what's happening on their phones. And this is where the video then concludes. This is a very short video, but it's insanely graphic. This video is also kind of aggravating to me because the crowd of people around the man are more worried about recording what's happening rather than helping a man who was just cut in half by a train. Obviously, nobody could have helped him at this point, but wouldn't you think at least one person would come over and comfort him in his last moments of life? I don't know, I just think it's sad. Also, what makes it worse is that one of the people in the crowd recording uploaded the video online for the whole world to see.
Of course.
I don't recommend searching for this video at all, as it is very disturbing and not something you want to watch.
This could be the most hated woman in America. This is 66-year-old Marcella Chichester. And in April of 2024, Marcella took off driving in her vehicle, even though she was far beyond blackout drunk. Now, Marcella was a somewhat distinguished woman in her community in Michigan. She had one point been a commodore at a place called the Swan Boat Club, a bougie area for people to park their boats, have parties, and to enjoy some time in the sun in the Michigan summer heat. However, on that terrible day in April, Marcella took off driving in her vehicle. Like I said, hammered, drunk, she left the tavern that she was at, and she was speeding through the parking lot of the boat club when she crashed through a wall. Here's a photo of the damage that she caused with her vehicle. And sadly, on the other side of that wall, a children's birthday party was being held. And unfortunately, after striking that wall and crashing into the building at a high speed, 2 children would be killed. Those kids were 8-year-old Lena Phillips and her 4-year-old brother, Zane Phillips. Both of these 2 innocent angels were pronounced dead at the scene. In addition, a 14-year-old male and an 18-year-old female were both seriously injured, all because of Marcella's selfish actions. Marcella's eventual arraignment was absolutely heartbreaking and filled with so many tears from everybody that was there. Truly, the videos and photos of this event are some of the most heartbreaking I think I've ever seen. And as someone that has struggled with alcoholism in my past and kind of beaten it to a degree, stories like this really hit home for me. There's nothing more selfish in this life than getting behind the wheel of a vehicle when you're blackout drunk. It is crazy to me. And it's because of this one woman's selfish actions that there are 2 less children in the world today. And I really hope that she is persecuted to the fullest extent of the law. If you want to hear more true crime stories, listen to the podcast Murder in America that I co-host with my wife Courtney. It's available now on all streaming platforms.
The thing I never got, Seekers, man, it's like, bro, like he said, if you think you can get that, like, you know, man, why don't you just have like a designated driver, call a Lyft or Uber? Like, There's no reason to risk your life or risk somebody else's life just because you're trying to drive home. It's never worth it, man. Stories like this make me don't even want to drink. I don't drink, but that's just another sign already of me to stay away from that type of stuff. Blurry actions like that, I stay away from that, man. Where the sky, you know, these edit, call them out when they see him, man.
The man behind me is the real-life human Dracula.
Come again?
His name is Tsutomu Miyazaki. He was born with a deformity that fused his wrists with his hands, so he was bullied a ton growing up. Then one day, later on in adulthood in 1988, something snapped in him. He started abducting little children, specifically little girls, and engaging in necrophilia. He would strangle his victims to death and then engage with their corpse. He would even go as far as removing some of their body parts like their hands and feet and even their teeth. One way that made him also very similar to Jeffrey Dahmer, he would pose these bodies in different ways and photograph them. On one of his last instances before he got caught, he drank the blood of a little girl. And then right after that, he ate her hand. One day, he was at the playground trying to take pictures of more little kids, and the father intervened and stopped him. So Mr. Dracula behind me fled on foot, naked, and was caught by the cops later on. That's when they discovered his disturbing collection of photos and body parts inside of his apartment. However, he blamed it on his alter ego named the Rat Man. They were not playing any games with this guy, they immediately sentenced him to death. The government hung him on June 17th of 2008. Let me know what you guys think about the Rat Man or Dracula in the comment section below. And as always, these videos are for informational purposes only.
This is
disgusting ass case.
In 1971, he murdered his entire immediate family before escaping and starting a completely new life that he lived for more than 17 years before he was eventually caught.
How?
This is a wild story. I covered it on the latest episode of my podcast, but here's an overview. In 1951, John List married Helen Taylor, and together they had 3 children, Patricia, John Frederick, and Frederick. List had served in the Army and was an accountant with a successful career working as a comptroller for a bank in Jersey City, New Jersey. The family lived in a 19-room mansion in Westfield, New Jersey called Breeze Knoll. And 5 of them, along with John's mother Alma, who was also living with them, were swimming in space there. The family seemed to have a happy life here. It seemed like John was successful, and they weren't super social, but everything seemed fine. The kids were popular and hardworking, and nobody knew anything bad about the family. Behind closed doors, things were not as they seemed. Helen was an alcoholic and was extremely ill from contracting syphilis from her first husband. And John List had lost his job at the bank. But instead of telling his family, he basically went to work every day pretending that he was going to his job and coming home after work hours. And he started skimming money off of his mother's bank account to help pay the mortgage. But then on November 9th, 1971, John List would do the unthinkable. That morning, he dropped the kids off at school and returned home. When he got home, he took out one of his guns, approached his wife of almost 20 years, and shot her in the back of the head. He then went up to the attic apartment where his 84-year-old mother lived and shot her as well. When 16-year-old Patricia and 13-year-old Frederick arrived home from school, List attacked them from behind, shooting them each in the back of the head. List then made himself some lunch. He went into the bank and closed both him and his mother's accounts, and then he went to Westfield High School where he watched his middle son, John Frederick, play a soccer game. After the game, he drove 15-year-old John Frederick home. And when they got home, he attacked. John Frederick tried to fight back, but unfortunately he ended up succumbing to multiple gunshot wounds. List then placed the bodies of Helen, Patricia, John Frederick, and Frederick on top of sleeping bags in the mansion's ballroom. He left Alma up in the attic apartment because she was too heavy to drag down. He then wrote a letter to his pastor confessing what he had done, and he wrote letters to the kids' schools saying that they would be gone visiting a sick relative for a few weeks so nobody would suspect them missing. Then he walked around the house and removed every single photo of himself from all of the photo albums. Finally, he started piping religious music throughout the home, and then he left. By the time the bodies were discovered a month later, John List was long gone. And while he was the immediate main suspect in the murders, police didn't have a lot to go on, and they were unable to circulate a recent photo of him because he had removed every single photo of himself from inside the house. The family's car was found at JFK Airport, but John List went undetected for almost 18 years.
Daisy, give me your answer. I'm free. Daisy, give me your answer.
All this place is abandoned? What the hell happened that caused them to be abandoned? You guys have any idea why they just like abandoned all those places? There was like amusement parks, freaking movie theaters and stuff like that. That like a natural disaster or something happened that caused them to just leave the area and just never reopened it. Something to think about. Claustrophobia. Ooh. That guy's claustrophobic, man. That was a tight fit. Based on real stories, man. Was that an edit, or was that like some, lost footage, man, of Peppa Pig? You guys know recently how, man, we be seeing these clips, bro, of like how these cartoons and stuff, how they be having secret messages, man, behind them. Wouldn't surprise me, man, if Peppa Pig was in on it too. It was just announced a couple of days ago how it's been on for 20 years, so you know some stuff going on in the background, man. That's why we got to pay attention to our media. Upgraded throughout time. Saudi Arabia. Celebrities, everybody age, change, but you know what happens in that type of work. Ooh, that was an edit. You know what that was. What happened? Have you ever been on a ride, man, and it got stuck? That's something you never want to be. I think that legit probably only happened to me one time when I was going up on a roller coaster, and I kind of, stayed away from that. After that happened, I said, I don't like that, and this ain't gonna happen to me again. These rides, I've had a couple of crazy stories about what happened on those rides. They're just like, that ain't for me. Tell me down below, man, if you guys are like roller coaster heads and y'all can do that. I can't. Edit. That was a family edit too. Crazy fact. Big bodies of water. Drugs might like make you age. Why they abandoning them, bro? We know why they look like that, man. After what they've been through. Probably back then they didn't have a term for it, but we obviously know what they went through now, man. It's just like the things you see over that, or if you partake in what happened over there, it changes you. So it's no wonder why they look completely different persons before and after the before and after shot, man. Pitbull. Is James Charles? What the? That was Cat with Quavo. Makeup changes you. Lockdown. What would y'all rank as one of the most creepy Marvel the MCU does, man? You know, fun fact, I'm an MCU fan, been keeping up with it for a minute, but I think for me, probably had to be the Doctor Strange and Dormammu scene where he kept, like, it kept happening over and over again. It was like a loop. Hollywood changes you. I don't know what happened to her. You said Detroit from 2009 to 2013, all those look like some important buildings and stuff. They just got taken down, or they just didn't even pay attention to it, man. Just let it break down. Maybe that was all part of a plan, cause you know what neighborhoods those buildings are in. That doesn't help anything. We digging deep on that one. Oh yeah, why they just let it? You think it was part of Detroit, Michigan, the town they would try to fix it up, but they just literally left it there to rot. Why? Zeppelin. Oh. This is anime? Oh, what the? Hell, she just throw? That was not no damn birds. What the hell was that? I refuse to believe that was birds at the end. That was in Italy, right? I've seen like pictures of that. Was it really just like, was it really full size before and something happened to it that caused it to crack? What the heck? Blowing our reality wide open, man. Was that an edit? We're gonna have to check into that one. Because I know that's in Italy, right? That's like, if I'm not mistaken, that's the Colosseum? If I'm not mistaken. It's been a minute since I checked that out, but if that's true, that's mind blowing. Tap in with us, you're gonna learn. Idiots. Whoa! What the hell happened to Squidward? Dark Origins revealed? The hell? Basically like Fear of Body of Water. I think I'm gonna carry that one. You guys know what happened with those fires, man. How they can spread, they can literally change everything. I remember, like, and those especially keep happening in California. I remember it kept going viral. Like California, like it kept happening over and over again. People, and they actually thought that like how somebody was like actually starting because it kept happening like too frequently. and wonder why California, that dark energy over there, you know, it's in California. That's like the movie industry, LA, and stuff like that. So we don't know why the hell that was happening over there. Something to think about.
Meet moving part 2.
Frog legs? Throw it away.
Death Meet Moving Part 6.
Hell is that? Now, if y'all still eat the meat after we just seen these videos, man, we know the meat right now going around is fake. That's just proof. We just seen it now, 4K, and people still eat meat. I don't say how people can eat octopus and stuff like that. That just ain't for me. But now that I definitely see that, I ain't definitely ain't trying it. Ooh. Fair squids. People in those suits, we heard those stories about the Teletubbies now. I wonder what they went through. We don't do bugs. I said that in the previous video. I don't do bugs. What the type of parasite is that, man? They evolve in front of our eyes. That's down in the ocean. Oh yeah, place to go. OG memories. Toys R Us.